Toastmasters guests, how many people in here have sawed wood in their lives? Now, how many people have sawed sawdust? Crazy, right? Like a craft. But see, sawing sawdust is the physical equivalent of worrying about something stupid that you've done in the past. But don't worry, because I'm going to help you kick the worry habit. That's what we're going to do. Now, our enemy worry can be defined as anxiety about the past and the future. And I say that worry is our enemy because worry destroys our ability to concentrate during times of crisis when we need our concentration the most. I know very few instances where worry has improved the situation much at all. They're sick and killed. So she scrubs each piece of chicken thoroughly in a Clorox water mixture before cooking it. Now, I gotta say the chicken tastes pretty funny. But through worry, she has developed chicken that is both safe to eat and whitens your teeth. Now I want to tell you guys some quotes on how to be worried from some famous individuals. There was a famous admiral during World War II, and he said that he was able to control his worry problems during the war by living in day-tight compartments. He said you have to slam the iron door shut on the past and the future, just live for today, because anybody can live until the sun goes down. And the famous Indian playwright Kaladisha once wrote, "Each day is a new life for the wise man." And the famous civil servant Dave Dunlop once said, "Each new girl is just a dream to the broke skinny man." Now we can see this day-to-day living philosophy as far back as in the Bible, where in the Lord's Prayer it says, "Lord, give us this day our daily bread." It doesn't say, "Lord, what's up with that stale bread I had to eat last year?" "Lord, if you hit us with one more hurricane, I'll be too broke to buy any bread. I'll be out in the backyard eating bark and grass." But through day-to-day living, you still must plan for the future, but you just don't worry about it. And I'm going to break worry up into two components: worrying about the past and worrying about the future. And I'll tell you how to beat each one. First is worrying about the past. A lot of us have some really stupid things that we've done in our past that come back and irritate us every once in a while. And what you have to do is you have to sit down and you have to just figure out what is a good lesson to be learned from this really stupid thing I did back then, and tell yourself you'll never forget that lesson as long as you live, and then just never let that problem irritate you again. I've got a couple of favorite irritants who come back and get me every once in a while. When I first got a job at England Air Force Base, I was making $15,000 a year 7 years ago. I was on a tight budget. And I took this girl that I was crazy about to a fancy restaurant. And see, I didn't get the guts up until dessert came to tell that I only had $6. I had spent all my money the night before, which was payday, in a strip club with these knuckleheads before I had a chance to figure my bills out. She never talked to me again. I don't know why. And another time, $50 I got from the bank, but in between the bank and her place, I kept running to people that I owed money to. So by the time I got to her place, I had $16. So I was thinking, all right, I'll just be cool and I can probably get through the night. So we're driving around for a while, and she says, "Dave, I'm kind of hungry. Baby, I gotta tell you, I only got 16 bucks. So then I pulled in Popeye's chicken and I had a stroke of luck. Because see, she only ordered the Cajun fries and a strawberry soda, so I was able to go ahead and get the 3-piece dinner and a large Coke. But anyway, I was eventually able to forget these stupid problems and mistakes I had made, and I just went on living my life, and I just learned the valuable lesson that I need to stick with dating inflatable women. Next, I want to tell you guys how to beat the future. When you're worried about the future, I worry about the future constantly, and my psychologist, he used to tell me, he'd say, if you're worried about something, you have to do something about it. Yeah, well, I was worried he was too expensive, so but when you've got a problem, and you're worried about the future, you have to sit down and calmly think, what is the honest-to-goodness probability that this terrible thing I'm worried about will come true? And most of your worry problems will go away at that point, but some will still persist. Like if I ask myself, what's the probability my next girlfriend is going to be ugly? I gotta say, there's a pretty good chance. I gotta go on and use it. When your worry problem persists, you use the method used introduced by Willis Carrier, the man who built the famous Carrier air conditioning company in the 1950s. He's got a 3-step method for beating worries about the future. First thing is what is the absolute worst possible thing that can happen to me if my worry does come true? The second thing is you have to prepare yourself mentally to accept these terrible things if they do come true. And the third thing is you have to calmly try to think of as many things as possible to improve upon this terrible situation if it does come true. So I ask myself, what is the worst possible thing that can happen to me if I remain this skinny and out of shape? Well, my next girlfriend is probably going to be pretty ugly. So then I go on to step number 2. I prepare myself mentally for dating another woman. That's no problem, I've done that plenty of times in the past. The third thing is I try to think of as many things as possible to improve upon this terrible situation. I can date 2 or 3 ugly women. I'd be proud of my ugly women and brag about it. I say, my girlfriend is so ugly, she went to join an ugly contest, but they told her, sorry, no professionals. I said, shoot, my other girlfriend, she's worse than that. She's so ugly they filmed Gorillas in the Mist in her show. But I just want to tell you guys, I've honestly been able to improve my mental state by applying these simple concepts to my pathetic worry problems. And I think you people can do the same. And so if you'll excuse me, I gotta go to the circus and then the zoo to look for a date. I don't know if you guys see me talking to that cute little gorilla at the hospitality suite last night, but she wasn't wearing a costume.